I'm Ariana Grande, and this is my life in looks. Well, some of my life. So far. So far in looks of my life.
There is a moment backstage before every show when a performer has to decide who they are going to be for the next 2 hours.
So proud of myself for going and so proud of the look. I thought, wow, this is a piece of art.
For 15 years, one woman has made that decision almost without pause. Then, on a summer evening in 2026, something changed. Not on stage, not in a headline written by a tabloid, but in a quiet statement issued by a representative on behalf of someone who has spent nearly her entire adult life in front of an audience.
People, they have conspiracy theories. They say she's got an illness when she has, or, either way, it must be really hard. And this is the thing for all, let's see, this is some of what her rep is actually saying.
The statement did not announce a scandal. It did not announce a breakup, a lawsuit, or a feud. It announced something far rarer in the world of global pop stardom, a stop.
Ariana Grande is taking a break from the spotlight after her Eternal Sunshine tour. The singer's rep tells E! News in a statement, Ariana will be taking a step back from visibility following her tour, which wraps up in London after 10 sold-out shows at the O2 Arena, with the last performance scheduled for September 1st.
A West End debut, months in the making, opposite one of her closest collaborators in one of the most prestigious theaters in London, gone. Not postponed, not recast, withdrawn by her own choice before a single ticket had even gone on sale to the general public.
How do you do to cope with beauty standards, to always look perfect?
My goodness. I'm not gonna. It's okay. It's okay. It's a good question.
To understand why an artist at the peak of her commercial power would walk away from a project she had been publicly excited about, we have to go back. Not just months, but years. Because this decision did not happen in a single afternoon. It was building quietly for a very long time.
The body that you've been comparing my current body to was the unhealthiest version of my body.
We'll see it, right? And we know that this is not a woman who is okay. And this was just 6 months ago. Now this was 2 days ago.
In regards to Ariana Grande, that is something that is genuinely concerning me.
She was 7 years old when she landed her first stage role. By her teens, she was a Nickelodeon star. By her 20s, a chart-topping pop artist with a voice that critics compared to the greatest vocalists of a generation. And by her early 30s, she had done something almost no one else in her position had managed.
The second time, which was actually quite recently, it was 2 years ago maybe, and I got to perform as well. Performing was so much fun, getting to rehearse and put that show together with our entire creative team that was there. It was really a special experience. The most recent time I went, I got to wear Loewe by Jonathan Anderson. It was a mother of pearl bodice. Then I got to perform in Margiela by John Galliano.
She had become one of the most successful film actresses of her era, without ever fully stepping away from music. In 2024, she released an album that many considered her most personal work to date. One track in particular became something of an anthem, a direct, unflinching response to years of public commentary about her body and her image. In it, she made her position clear, telling listeners plainly that her appearance was not open for public discussion. It was a defiant statement, but defiance, it turns out, is not the same as resolution.
So this is kind of sad, but in the same way, I think she's terrific. I think she's terrific anyway, but to make a decision like this, where basically I guess the headline becomes, she's quitting show business.
The commentary did not stop. If anything, it was about to intensify. Not long after that album, she stepped into the role of Glinda in a 2-part film adaptation of one of the most beloved stage musicals in modern history. The production was massive, the expectations enormous, and the reception largely triumphant.
Celebrity stars, they didn't have the kind of scrutiny that now exists. I mean, there'd be commentators and critics and whatever, and we might talk amongst ourselves. But now, of course, everybody's got a platform thanks to social media, and they can, analyse your life and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Critics praised her performance. Audiences embraced her. For a moment, it seemed as though this was the role that would define the next chapter of her career. But something else happened during that period, something she would later describe almost in passing, as though it were an afterthought. She stepped back from music entirely while filming, and in doing so, she discovered something she said she hadn't expected: growth in the silence. space in the absence of the spotlight. She would carry that discovery with her, quietly at first. Earlier this year, she launched a new tour in support of that same acclaimed album, a physically demanding athletic production that she has performed by all accounts at a high and healthy level, night after night. The tour was, by her own description, one of the most rewarding experiences of her career. She has spoken repeatedly about her love for her fans and for the show itself. But around the same time, a new music video was released, a dark, stylized short film in which she plays an aspiring actress subjected to cruel, dehumanizing commentary during a series of failed auditions. The video was widely read as pointed social commentary on the entertainment industry's treatment of women.
1, 2, 3.
Critics engaged with its message. Much of the public conversation, however, did not center on the video's message at all. It centered on her appearance within it. The response online split sharply, some expressing concern, others defending her right to privacy around her own body, arguing that the commentary itself was the problem, not her. It was in many ways the same argument she had already made 2 years earlier, on record, in song, and yet here it was again, louder than before. If you look closely at the months leading up to her West End withdrawal, the signs were there. Ticket sales for her Barbican production, opposite her Wicked co-star, were quietly delayed over the summer. At the time, sources close to the production insisted the show was still happening. The delay was simply a scheduling matter tied to her touring and album commitments, but other voices closer to her camp told a slightly different story. There were, they said, growing concerns that she had taken on too much. Touring, a new album cycle, a major stage debut, all happening at once on top of everything else already asked of her. In January, months before any of this became public, she had given an interview that, in retrospect, reads almost like a preview of what was to come. Asked about the idea of taking a break, she admitted it would probably be healthy. She said she wasn't used to pausing, but that she had learned during her time on Wicked just how much growth could come from stepping away. She spoke of wanting balance for the next 15 years, a very different shape than the 15 years behind her. And so, finally, the decision came. Her representative confirmed that once her tour concludes in London on September the 1st, she will step back from public-facing work altogether. A deliberate pause framed not as retreat, but as recovery from what her team described as ongoing public scrutiny. The producers of her now former West End production responded with grace, expressing their full understanding and support and confirming the show will proceed as planned in 2027, with new casting to be announced. For an artist who has barely paused in a decade and a half, the choice to stop, publicly, deliberately, on her own terms, may be the most unexpected performance of all. What comes next for her remains unwritten. A role in an upcoming television series is still ahead. But beyond that, for the first time in 15 years, there is no tour to promote, no album to launch, no imminent stage debut to prepare for. Just as she put it herself, the search for balance. Whether audiences will grant her that space or continue to scrutinize her every appearance is a question the story cannot yet answer. But for now, the curtain is coming down, by her own hand, on her own terms. If you enjoyed this documentary, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications so you don't miss the next story.